Hello, hello. It is fairly late, but I wanted to talk about this before I went to bed. The Marvels, kind of a blunder, financial blunder, and this should be a shock to no one. Absolutely no one. The writing was on the wall for this, and Disney, you set the stage. I mean, this is what happens when you don't listen to your consumers and you continuously deliver mediocre to piss poor products. This is the first Marvel film I've seen in a while, and this is purely based off marketing, where there is no incentive for someone to sit down and see this movie. There's no draw. You can go back to a film like Shang-Chi, who's a brand new character, couldn't give a shit about. And they certainly don't, because we haven't touched on him since that film. However, there was still more of a draw to watch that movie than the Marvels, with the Mandarin and his relation to Shang-Chi. You can even go to a film like The Eternals. In how the film was stylized, that was a draw. The A-list actors, that was a draw. A film like Ant-Man Quantumania, Kang was a draw. Even Ant-Man was kind of a draw because people were enjoying Ant-Man. Like, you have these elements that make people want to see your film, and you don't have that with the Marvels. Because ultimately, what you tried to sell the film with, you had a really shitty foundation. You can't sell a movie with 3 female leads that nobody knows, so therefore they're not invested in these characters, and therefore they cannot care about these characters. You can't sell a film where 2 out of your 3 female leads were brought about and quote unquote developed in a Disney Plus TV show, when it's been proven that your consumers will not go out of their way to watch a Disney Plus TV show to understand your film. And you kind of have to look a little bit at WandaVision and look at Ms. Marvel so you understand who the hell Photon is and how she got to this point and her relationship with Carol. And you have to watch Ms. Marvel to understand her idolization of Carol and just her in general. Like, you can't sell a film where your lead female character in Captain Marvel, she's one of the most disliked characters in the MCU based on her writing alone and a little bit of Brie Larson's performance. Because personally, I found her to be very wooden and boring, right? And I don't know if that changed for the film. But you have all these things working against your movie, and you set the stage for that because you have piss poor writers in the writer's room, and you try to have them write female characters when we've seen your track record. You can't do it. So you try to have these girl boss moments, and they don't fucking work. And you try to bring it all together in one nice film, and it doesn't work. So when you have this pretty shitty foundation, the only thing that can really save it is the marketing. Unfortunately, the marketing for this film is absolutely abysmal. One of the worst that I've seen for a Marvel film. It got to a point where you are pulling footage from films that have no connection or relation with anyone a part of the Marvels. How do you start your final trailer with footage from Iron Man, Captain America? Then you go to Endgame, which Photon and Ms. Marvel weren't even a part of. You have the gall to put in that cringy scene where all the female heroes come together. And then you cut to Thanos, and then you cut to the actual movie. Captain Marvel has no connections to Iron Man or Cap. She barely has a relationship with the Avengers because she was in there once. She was in one movie and she was brought in as an ex machina. So why are you trying to paint this picture like she's a mainstay when she's not? That's so desperate and pathetic of them to bring that in. Then you try to do pandering. So you try to pander to the nostalgia, and now you're trying to pander to certain groups because you have a line in the trailer, and from the reviews I've seen, it's exactly how as it's shown, where Nick Fury tells Monica Rambeau black girl magic, and she flies off. when we're explaining to you why we don't like phases 4 and 5, this is the shit that we're talking about. Who exactly are you pandering to? Who are you trying to appease? You're not appeasing me, a black woman. You're not appeasing black people. You're not appeasing anyone when you include dialogue like this in the most unironic manner ever. Nobody would say that line in that context unironically without cringing. First off. Second off, in what world would Nick Fury say that line to anyone, let alone another black hero? So in one piece of dialogue, you have severely misunderstood two characters, one of which was literally in a Disney Plus project not less than 6 months ago. The Variety article came out yesterday saying that the film had a $47 million opening, which was the lowest for any MCU film ever, for the weekend box office. And this is why. This is why. And it's going to continue to be like this until you decide to get your shit together. And this is why people like myself are just at the point of, I'm not even angry. I don't care, because this is the norm. This is what it's going to be. Then you have the post-credit scene. Let's chat about that really quick. The post-credit scene, spoilers if you care. Monica basically gets zapped into the Fox X members. She's on a table. She gets woken up by her mom, who's binary in that universe. I will say her costume looked nice. And then she's on a table in the X Mansion. Beast walks by. It's Kelsey Grammer's Beast, and his CG doesn't really look that good from my eyes. He looked better 20 years ago, so that says a lot. But he says his dialogue and then he leaves. And as you can tell from the tone of my voice, it doesn't do much for me. Why did you choose The Marvels as the film to formally introduce the Fox Universe X-Men? Why The Marvels? And this is why it doesn't do anything for me, because it feels like another desperate tactic to reel your audience back in and get them invested in the multiverse saga, because truth be told, you failed in really setting up the multiverse saga and letting it play out and having a clear pathway. We're in phase 5. I wasn't even sure we were in phase 5 the last time I talked about Marvel, and that was a couple days ago. That's how unclear everything feels for me. And I don't know if it's the same for you or the average viewer, but it just feels so meh. Like, really? I'm trying to think. It's super late, so my brain is not 1,000%. But you have this post-credit scene, and I don't know why they couldn't just wait until Deadpool 3, because that project is literally all about this. Does Beast or X-Men, do they have any type of relation with any of the Marvels? Because otherwise, again, this feels tacked on. And there are reports coming out that they put this in last minute, and it shows. The fact that we have this here now, it's like, I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. If we were going to have a post-credit scene, I need something more. And the mid-credit scene, I think they have Kamala setting up the Young Avengers. Okay. I don't know why she's the one in that position. If anything, Kate should have been the one in that position. But, okay. Okay. All right. So it's her, Kate, and Stinger, who is Cassie Lang. Yeah. That does nothing for me at the moment. Because where the hell is Elijah at this point in time? Where the hell are Scarlet Witch's boys? Where are they? Where's Scar? Because I'm sure he's going to be a part of it at some point. Hopefully he doesn't look as hideous as he did in She-Hulk. And when I say hideous, I just mean extremely unfinished. But yeah, that's it. it's just a clusterfuck of mediocrity and piss poor content coming to a head. That's all. That's really all it is. So you shouldn't be shocked by this. I'm not. But that's all. What do you think? Did you see the Marvels? Did you like it? Let me know or don't. But either way, thank you for listening and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.